5 minutes.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, I see Mr. Chopra has surrounded himself with like-minded activists. And I quite honestly never thought I would pine for the days of Richard Cordray to have some reasonableness injected into the CFPB. But the CFPB's unique structure prevents Congress from conducting meaningful oversight. I know this because last session I was chairman of the Oversight and Investigation Subcommittee, and I know too well the roadblocks and speed bumps and, frankly, brick walls we ran into with the CFPB. A single director who has no accountability, no boundaries, limitless funding, and will go and push the accepted and legal bounds of their organization is a recipe for disaster. And I think that's why we've seen this one agency be challenged so much over its own existence and its actions. And unlike other agencies such as the FDIC, the Fed, the alphabet soup of all the regulators who paused their rulemaking after President Trump was elected, Director Chopra made the very conscious decision to continue to push forward on rules that he knew would be unlawful and overturned. And you saw it with the overdraft, you saw it with medical debt. He was the one regulator that decided to not put his pen down and allow someone else to make some of those decisions. So, Mr. Pomerlin, in your written testimony, you called the Bureau a, quote, a political lightning rod that can have, quote, radical pendulum shifts depending on who occupies the White House. And it just seems, my observation would be, it seems most of the time when it's the Republicans that they come in and say, hold on, we've gone too far too fast, let's just stop in place while the Democrats just continue to blow through these legal bounds. Anyway, the idea of converting them into a commission structure isn't a new concept. I've been here for now, this is my year 15, and I think for 15 years this has been a discussion because there's a recognition of the dangers of this structure. So what advantages do you see with changing that structure?
Well, I mean, we're at a critical point in time, right? There's an inflection point here where we can make the Bureau more credible, more durable going forward. We believe that a 5-person commission, a bipartisan commission, would allow for the aforementioned dissent and debate that was required to actually form the policies, taking some of the political ideology.
Which is the structure that virtually every other regulator, SEC, others, they all have internal checks and balances, not CFPB.
CFPB does not.
Is it important to have industry experience when you're leading this?
We believe so. I mean, it's good to have the background of industry and how products and services actually work. Oftentimes they're misunderstood.
Okay, well, so this is a structure that Mr. Barr and I have talked about. Do you believe that the CFPB can and will actually still protect consumers with this new structure?
I believe so. The CFPB has a statutory required duties that it has to carry out. I don't think having a commission structure is going to...
So wait a minute, just because we've changed president doesn't mean we've automatically thrown out consumer protection? That's what we hear from the other side.
That's correct.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. That doesn't seem to be the narrative. Okay, well, basically, essentially, enforcement has become arbitrary. The current Bureau sends a signal to industry that the Bureau will let you know when you've violated the law or harmed consumers because they've given themselves that broad authority. Not that Congress has, not that anybody else has, but they now suddenly are, through enforcement letters and other things, they are bending the will of the law to what they view as what is proper. And by the way, CFPB can't actually give a clear, consistent, definitive definition to the term abusive regarding unfair, deceptive, or abusive acts of practice. So is there anything that is considered abusive that is not considered unfair or deceptive?
That is unclear at this point.
It seemed like a layman would actually be able to discern that, but we're talking about legalese, right?
Without the guidance from the former administration under Director Craniger, we do not have a definitive definition of abusive.
Yeah. All right, and I've got a few seconds. Ms. Fonseca, I'm sorry, I'm running out of time, but community financial institutions are often caught in the crosshairs, and we know about the cost of compliance. If the CFPB has its way, and I'd like to take your answer in writing if I could, but if CFPB has its way, what would the cost of eliminating and reducing overdraft products have on consumers that you serve? And I look forward to having that answer in writing, so thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Gentleman's time has expired. The